so that we know what capacity you want to work with us, what commitment you can give us, and we'll probably move further from there. Let's move on to the next slide. And
Before we move on, Rahul, have you started the recording?
yeah, I have started to record it. I just did. Okay. So we had a vision in mind when we started the club, and the vision still stays, and it was to help the students or aspirants or MBA professionals to fill up a gap that was left by the traditional MBA education. So we have two other people on board right now who are also present here, Soumyajit and Kajol, and both of them have worked in um, uh, they have worked professionally and they understand what was left behind in their education. So the vision always stays the same, that we want to fill up this gap, and how we do it, how we are going to make sure that the club members are always benefited from what we do, that is evolving. So as you join the XCOM today, we are doing this meeting to help you understand what will be the executive committee will be doing with us. So if you join us in the XCOM, you'll always be thinking about what can be done in order to align with the vision of the club, at the same time doing something new. The 500 MBA Club made its members is made by its members, for its members, and of its members. So as an XCOM, we're also one of its members as well. And all the club members who join us, you have to always think about how do we bring good to the profile of the members of the club, and how do we help them benefit from spending time with us, whether it be in form of webinars or 4-week programs or all the things that we'll be talking about in this slide today. We can move forward, Kajal. And Kajal, I also invite you to always put forward if there are any thoughts that I leave behind.
Sure.
So mission statement. Yeah.
Since we also have a couple of exec committee members, so if Harsh, you would also want to add something, you can in between.
Sure,
Right.
ma'am.
So we have Harsh, we have Soumyajit. I also invite anyone who has any questions or want to add in between, just unmute yourself and go for it. The mission statement, we have tried to make it very clear. Obviously, it's very broad still, but what we think that will be done through whatever activities that MBA Club will carry out in future is to enable the youth to create social impact. We do think a lot about creating philanthropic organizations, and even if you're becoming a part of a for-profit organization, how can you affect lives of people in very small ways? So this club will obviously help you, enable you to do that, empower the future generations to bring change. Now, change is a complete curriculum at some business schools, and probably some of the top business schools and some of the other business schools do not teach it at all. So change is important. For example, this COVID has the pandemic has forced us to change in so many different ways, and none of us was ready for it. Neither the organizations nor the individuals. The change is something that MBAs or future managers have to think about even before they start working in an organization. So this is something that we will empower our club members with. Emphasize on the present. By this, we mean that the present day problems are obviously a lot different than the problems we had 10 years before, I'll say, because of the advancement in so many technologies, for example, machine learning and artificial intelligence. So the problems of today are obviously a lot different. We have problems in the solutions that are created as well. So we have to probably emphasize on today's problems rather than the curriculum of MBAs, which have not changed for 5 to 6 years. The last thing that probably the mission statement covers is embody the skills of a true leader. And when we talk about true leader, it's the leader in the truest sense of it. And that's not something we will be teaching you. The true leaders from the industry with 25 years, 20 plus years of experience will come on board and they will mentor you very individually. So that's how we want you to embody the skills of a true leader. So this is a mission statement in a bubble. I'll still say it's a very compact way of explaining this statement.
So, guys, as you can also see that we have termed it as a second MBA. So this would be something over and above, and it's not only for the MBA aspirants, but also professionals at some point in time might be facing, or they might need some sort of guidance, be it when you're 2 years in the job, you have just started your career, or maybe down the line after 10 years also you sort of are in a crisis as to what next. So that's why we are trying to build a committee of board members with recent industry trends, so that they can guide you and help you shape your future. So that is the entire mission statement, the ultimate mission statement after building the entire 500 MBA club. So these are some of the stats we tried to. So while we were creating the club, it's very important to base your assumptions and main mission on something. There has to be something at the back of it, and that's how when we came to know that only 7% of MBA graduates are employable in India, and this is a report of around 2016. And remaining people, so you all know that there are a lot of MBA colleges in India, but not everyone is employable, and they end up earning almost 8 to 10K, which is not even, I mean, you don't go with that vision in your mind while you join an MBA. So there's definitely some lacuna over there, and which is why we thought of starting this club. So let us briefly take you to the structure of the club. I'll just keep on adding in between.
Yeah, yeah.
So the pyramid, at the top of the pyramid, or I wouldn't say the top of the pyramid, but the highest qualification holders, which would be the board members, would be founders, industry leaders with bare minimum of 10 plus years of experience, because you achieve certain level of wisdom by the time you complete 10 years. Uh, they can be anywhere from 25 to 30 years of experience too, and we would prefer people in a single domain in such a category. Then there would be VPs, vice presidents. So vice presidents would be for these positions as mentioned. So it would be academic, marketing, media, PR, analytics, membership. We'll be explaining you in brief in the slides ahead. The executive committee would also comprise of people with a little less experience, who are new to the job market, who are new, who have just completed their MBA, and these would be the teams for executive committee. And finally, there would be club members, uh, which would be the major segment of the entire 500 MBA club, because you have founders, you have educators in the club, but then whom will they teach? Whom will they mentor? Whom will they address? So club members would, which is you all guys, would be the major part of the club. Rahul, please add. There's something.
Yeah, it's just one thing that whether it be board members or vice presidents coming with all the experience that they have in the field or executive committee, all of us work together at the end of the day to serve the club members. So club members are at the prime, they're at the center of this whole club. So, and they also have the largest population in the club. The name itself suggests that 500 MBA club. So we are planning to have a cap at 500. We're not sure if we would be able to put a cap because we have received a number of applications and applications keep increasing day by day. But still, what we are planning here is that out of 500, 400 of them will be club members, and all the others will be actually joining as board members, VPs, and executive committee. So that's about it.
And just to add to it, not that a club member can never become an executive committee member or a VP, because as you progress in your career and if you're still associated with the club, which we hope you would be, there are different progressions that you would also want the moment you move ahead. So you can always progress in the club. So this is the brief responsibility of board members. So while we were mentioning about you being mentored, that's where mentorship programs would come in, depending on uh, so your area of interest and what the kind of board members that we have. You will also be given a chance to choose to state your interest, and the board members will also choose their mentees. And it would be a typical mentorship program. If a lot of you would have heard about this term who would be doing MBA, about mentoring. And it's a very, term associated with industries. But then what is the real definition of it would be experienced over here in the club. These people who have got experience will be telling you their practical problems, how they actually established a few things. So that's how your mentoring journey will be.
Right. Kajal, maybe we can take them through one of the board members that we recently onboarded, just to add something and give a little flavor to this.
So would you want to speak about him, Thomas?
Yeah, if you can stop sharing the screen, I'll just share his profile.
Sure.
Okay. I think you can see the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So just to give you a bit of a sight of what we do on the back and the people that we have been contacting and the applicants, the type of applicants we have been receiving to be the board member at the 500 MBA Club. He's Thomas, and Thomas has recently onboarded with us. And he is a green entrepreneur and thinker from Austria. He lives in Austria right now, and he has an MBA from Columbia Business School. So board members are preferably those who have an MBA from top business schools. Uh, if I can tell you a bit, something interesting about him is that he is the CEO of Kazakhstan Kagzi PLC. That is a factory that recycles cardboard and in Kazakhstan, and it's operated in collaboration with the Harvard School of Design. He also has he's also a partner at Werner Capital, so he also has a background in investment banking and um, economics. Other than that, he also is doing a PhD in green philosophy. And the more forward we go, we'll see that we are also planning a 4-week program to be launched in June 2021. So he'll be working on sustainability and modern business ethics. And probably I'll share the link with you in the chat so you can go through the profile as well. But this is just to give you an idea of these kind of people are going to join us as the board members, and these people will be mentoring you, people with 15 to 16 plus years of experience in their own field of like for Thomas, it's green entrepreneurship and business ethics and sustainability. You can start sharing again, Kajol.
Rahul, would you want to take up the positions?
Yeah, I'll do. Okay, so vice president is something that comes after the board members. Vice presidents are people who work very closely with the board members. We have also recently onboarded some vice presidents, and they have started working with Thomas on helping him make the curriculum, which you will be knowing in some time. And VPs, actually, we have different domains in which they can work. So we have a VP membership who will be responsible for attracting as many people as they can in order to join the club. This can be done through various platforms, whether it be social media or talking out to people. So you have to have a profile which actually talks to us as someone who is people's person and can go out and talk to people about the club and who understands the vision and the mission of the club. Now, Vice President Media and PR also has its own requirements. We will probably be sending you this PDF, or you can actually go at the LinkedIn page of the club and see the post where we have posted this PDF. If you're interested in certain position, I also advocate you to take a screenshot so that you have the responsibilities at one place. Since we won't be able to go through each one of them, just
Yeah, in fact, we can actually send them the emails.
mhm.
So you all can go through all these responsibilities in brief and send us your queries.
Right, and you can always visit the LinkedIn page where we have posted this. So it should not be a lot of pain. The XCOM member, I think it's something that comes after the VPs. XCOM members are people who work closely with the VPs of the club. And in executive committee, again, we have certain departments, but they're not as diverse as we have um, in the previous one, that is VPs. Here we have more segregated departments such as marketing and academics, obviously, because we have a mission in mind to create an academic program in the future. And then comes the club members. Club members actually, they're people who have the most advantage in the club. These will be a committee of passionate educators and learners. Obviously, we also add inspire club members to join the executive committee at some point and VP as well, as Kajal already mentioned. But what club members actually get to do in the beginning is they receive a new MBA partner out of the other club members in the beginning, and they are given an industry problem. An industry problem can be of any type. It can talk about, for example, business ethics that are being compromised in the ad tech department, the ad tech domain of India. You can, I don't really need to mention the names. There's a lot of problem with ethics going on right now. So this is an industry problem, and how do we solve that? So this is one of the problems that can be given to two MBA partners, that is club members, and they can talk to their mentors about it. They can talk to us about it, and they can come up with a possible solution. So this is very small role that club members will be having in this club.
So club members basically would be learners.
Right,
They would be in for learning.
right. And this is a link. I think everybody has filled this form, because if you're already here, you must have received the email. You can
We can
all
actually share the YouTube link in the chat box also if someone wants to go through the video again.
yeah, I again encourage you to at least visit the LinkedIn page and see the resources that we have mentioned there. And obviously, we'll be putting the other links in the chat here. Now, this is important again, target audience. We have a target audience which is huge, but at the same time, you have to be one of them to become a part of the club. So either you are an MBA aspirant, somebody who is planning to do an MBA in next 4 to 5 years, or you're an MBA student. That is, you're already studying at a business school, but you feel that there are some gaps in your curriculum. You can always come forward, tell us, and we will probably bring industry mentors to fill that gap for you. And even if you just want to join and find out what gaps are present in your MBA, or if you just want to be a part of the club, you are still someone who can enjoy being at our club. Professionals and industry experts, obviously, these are the people probably who become the VPs of the club, and they bring their own expertise in different departments and help the club grow. The world leaders and mentors are people who become the board members of the club. We have around 80 applications from all around the world right now, from the president of e-commerce chamber of Europe to executive director of University of Chicago. So people are coming from academic background, people are coming from professional backgrounds, entrepreneurs are coming in. So there are a lot of people who are coming in. Then the last, we have entrepreneurs and lifetime learners. So entrepreneurship is obviously something that has evolved recently, and there are plenty of programs out there, but we are probably looking for the best entrepreneurs, people who can bring a very different view of entrepreneurship rather than the one that we usually see in movies or TV series and stuff. I think the last slide, I think it's a very exciting, and yeah, the club timeline. So here you get to know how the club started, when it started, and what do we have in mind for the club. So October 2020, we launched the 500 MBA Club. We have been thinking about it for about 4 to 5 months before that. And December 2020, we are planning to form the panel of board members. So right now, we are in conversations with all the people who have applied for the position. And we are also planning to have an executive committee, set executive committee and VPs, so they can work together with the board members by the end of this year. Jan 2021, we are actually planning to launch the mentorship platform. So we'll be matching the club members with their respective mentors. So once we have the profiles of the club members, we'll sit down and match them with the mentors so that they have the maximum learning out of it. You can always obviously tell us that I want another mentor, this is not working, but this is what we are planning to do by Jan 2021. Also, we'll start with webinar series. So Jan is actually a time when people also apply to round two of MBAs. So there are a lot of questions around applications, around why should I do an MBA, if I should do in a second MBA, where should I do an MBA in India or abroad. So all these questions will actually be satiated by these webinars that we are planning to do in January. Now, July, we have Okay, so this is the 4 week pre-MBA program. Pre-MBA program is actually not the name, like it's not a set name. We are planning to call it Power MBA, Boost MBA, or something else. So this is a program where we are actually planning a curriculum in the 4 weeks. So 6 hours every week, and we probably are bringing board members who have expertise. For example, let me give you an example of cybersecurity. So MBA do not teaches you cybersecurity. Harvard Business School has 200 electives, and they do have one of them which is cybersecurity, but 90% of the candidates do not take it. So in the times of COVID, a lot of managers are facing this problem that the cyber attacks have increased, but they do not know what to do about it because they don't understand it. So this is a gap that exists in today's management education. So we do want to bring people who have been working in the field for years so they can actually saturate the program for the managers, for the people who want to work in management, and bring what is required to you. So this 4 week MBA program will probably have 8 classes, and all these 8 topics will be something that the managers of future will require. And December 2021, we are planning to reach the full capacity of 500 members. It can obviously be more than 500, but we are thinking to put a cap at 500. So if you're interested in joining the club, please join as soon as you can and start contributing to the club in your capacity, in whatever position you're joining us as. And now we are planning to opening up for questions. Any
Questions,
questions?
yeah.
We'll be glad to answer. Also, Soumyajit, if you want to say something, Soumyajit, one of the other person who works with us. Also, Harsh has been in the XCOM for some time. So anything from both of you, you can also just unmute yourself and go forward.
Hi, Rahul.
Hi, Harsh.
Yeah, so one of the questions which I faced from the participants who actually applied for the VP positions is can they nominate themselves for more than one position? And if yes, then how would the selection process would work? So this was one of the questions that came repeatedly from the participants.
Mhm. So Harsh, I think we had a call with you before we actually onboarded you as the VP. So if suppose you think that I'm good at marketing, at the same time I'm good at membership, so what should I be joining? So if you are in a dilemma, probably we'll come forward and we'll help you with that. We'll ask you some questions and it will help you and us figure out what you will be doing the best. Right now, if we're not planning interviews, probably we'll do this the same process on emails. So after this call, we are actually expecting you to mail us the positions that you are even confused between. It can be 2 or 3 positions. And we'll go through your profile, always share your LinkedIn profile or your CV. So we'll go through it and we'll find the best for you, the best way you can contribute to the club.
So the position will always be one, Harsh, to
Mhm.
answer your query. But in case you're
Right.
in a dilemma, you guys can send us the 2 or 3 positions you are confused in, and then we'll help you decide. Or
Can you
so,
please mention the mail ID in the chat box in which we need to mail?
Yeah, sure.
sure. Are there any professionals in here, or is everyone an MBA? I don't think so. There's any professional.
I think there's someone. Okay. I'll
Well,
just
you can also share the video,
put down
the
the
LinkedIn
Gmail.
link.
Yeah, Kajol, you can also play the video. I think if you're already sharing the screen, you can just play the
Sure,
video.
I'll do that.
I'm also putting it in the chat, so if you need it, the video.
Not sure whether you can see it. Is it audible?
No. Yeah.
Not? Is it?
Yeah, it's very feeble, but yeah, it's audible.
To become a member of the 500 MBA Club. Firstly,
Yeah, you can
you
restart
should be
now.
a student aspiring to Masters in Management, what we call MIM. Hello everyone, welcome to the 500 MBA Club. 500 MBA Club is a community of 500 leaders who can help you grow in your professional career. Now, how do you become a member of the 500 MBA Club? It's very easy. There are two criteria to become a member of the 500 MBA Club. Firstly, you should be a student aspiring to do an MBA, Masters in Management, what we call MIM, or any other management related course. You can be a graduate in any field, or you can be a professional working in the field for more than 2 to 3 years. Now, the second criteria that's very important as well is that you should be able to devote around 1 hour every week. We do not ask for a lot of time, understanding that you do have your own commitments, but around 1 hour a week, since all the 50 members, I have to repeat this since this is important, that all the first 50 members of the club will get a position, a leadership position in the executive committee of the club.
The 500 MBA Club is India's first exclusive MBA club to start the conversations around various aspects of management education in India. As the founding member of the 500 MBA Club, you get to be a part of this amazing community of 500 leaders and network with other 499 highly influential people from across the globe. To become a part of the 500 MBA Club, fill in the form from the description box below, and you can choose from a range of positions from the executive committee, whether it be a VP Academics, VP Marketing, or the club secretary.
The executive committee of the 500 MBA Club is made out of the 50 first founding members of the club, who will then become the governing body of the club. Now, let me tell you what happens once you join the club. Once you are a part of the 500 MBA Club, we partner you with a new MBA partner every month, give you an industry problem to solve. We will also include you on our mentorship platforms, where you'll get access to all the informational webinars from graduates from top MBA colleges, such as Harvard Business School, Wharton, IIMs, and MIT Sloan. Join us today by filling the form given in the description box below.
We look forward to see you in the 500 MBA.
So I guess there's just less than 1 minute left. So guys, if you have any questions, you can mail us your queries. You have the mail ID now. So we are expecting to receive your positions that you're interested in. And thank you so much for joining in today.
Right. Farheen, are you a professional? Because I remember him contacting me some days ago.
So guys, if you want to join back again, and if the link this meeting ends, then you can join back.
Also, you can just send us an email. I think that should be fine, because this is going to end. Okay, thank you all for joining us today. I think Kajol, yeah, I think we can do private conversations if somebody needs more information. Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you, Soumyajit. Thank you, Harsh.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Kajol. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.